What's up, y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. You already know what time it is. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to succeed in life to become a better person. So, I had somebody in the comments today ask me, what is it like to go to prison for the first time because they're facing a lengthy sentence and they want to know what it's like. So, I'm going to give y'all an overview on what it's like when it's your first time going to prison so you could get a general idea of what to do and what not to do. First get there, depending on what day you get there, everybody is going to ask you where you from. Now, if you get there on a weekend, you're going to be in a moo while everybody else on A yard is in orange. So they automatically going to know that you just arrived on the bus. So they're for me, I'm just from Sacramento. I don't bang. I never been in a gang. I could tell you what street I grew up on, but I don't bang because they're really big on sets in there. So whatever set you claim, whatever set you from, that's, widely known. Like, they click up in there and they will go against you if you are part of that set. But in the women's prison, it's not that strong. Like, you just have a lot of people that's from like down south, which means for us in Cali, like LA and San Bernardino and Fresno and stuff like that. And then you got the people, like they say, that's up north, which is us, like Sacramento and Fairfield and the Bay Area and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you get on A yard, which you're going to be there for about 3 months, that's where it get real. Like, you really learn what to do and what not to do when you get over the wall into the real prison facility. If you're smart, or even if you not, if you just pay attention and use your eyes and see everything but don't necessarily talk about everything but get a visual, you'll kind of understand what's going on. Out of women in prison that don't rock with the baby killers. Like, you know what I'm saying? They will not rock with you if you hurt a child in any type of way or you killed a child or anything like that. Like, they really will disown you. You really find yourself venturing off by yourself if you are a baby killer. Like, everybody in there will let you know who's that person is and to stay away from them because it get real. And if they find out that you kicking it with them in some type of way, they might gang up and whoop your ass. You get what I'm saying? So advice I got for any woman going to prison is like, really just stand on your principles, stand on your values, and make sure you know who you are and don't have that look of fear. Don't have that look of, dang, my life is over, I don't know what to do, because there's certain people in there that know how to pick on that energy. If you need someone or somebody to comfort you while you're in a situation like that, they know who you are and what to do and how to make it seem like they gonna comfort you, but in reality they're really just gonna use you for whatever you got, commissary or whatever the case may be. Now, you gotta understand, this is a facility of women that 9 times out of 10 ain't going home no time soon. And you have some that come in there that's really with all the activities, really come from poverty, really broke for real, really don't got no family, really don't got nobody to call. So their main objective is to play whatever role they need to play to get some commissary or get what they need. And then you have certain people that just move on their own. Like, for me, for instance, I didn't have nobody to really support me in there. I wasn't getting boxes on A yard. I didn't have nobody really to call. I didn't have nobody really to write. Stuck it out on my own. The 3 meals a day that you get in there, that's all it was. I didn't have no choice but to accept those 3 meals because I wasn't about to bow down or lower myself to fit somebody else's standard so that I could get whatever commissary, whatever they got. You know what I'm saying? Because then you end up being a victim to them. Bro, be yourself, stick to what you want. A yard, that's when you go to like the doctors and stuff. They give you all your little mammograms, your pap smears and stuff like that. They clear you for any diseases or anything like that. Get into your room. Me being the fact that I'm very self-conscious and aware of people. I'm not really very vibrant or talkable when I first get around new people. I'm really quiet, really shy. So into my room with these 8 women, be quiet, because I didn't really know these women. I didn't know how they get down to just lay low. Now, if you sociable, that's cool too, but it can get you wrapped up in a whole lot of things that you're not necessarily willing to get involved in. It's just to sit back, watch, play your part, figure out what's going on, and then move from there. I tell you this, if you're a person that moves on your own a lot, like in the outside world, like you really just move on your own, you don't really do too many things with people or whatever the case may be, anytime anybody in your room gets in trouble or something happens and somebody get in a fight inside your room, the whole room goes down, period. Be willing to accept that if someone in your room gets in trouble, the whole room is going down. Police is coming in, shaking down. So let me explain the situation. For instance, now when you get there, it is a lot of triggers for everybody on that yard, meaning you can go outside, people dealing with their own anger from before they got in prison, family members is not helping them out, not getting them commissary or whatever the case may be. So you say or do the wrong thing to that person, they fly off the handle, they get triggered, the next thing you know, they want to fight. And a lot of women that come into prison are coming off of drugs, so their triggers are like very, very high. We had this girl, I forgot her name, but like she was on heroin, something vicious. They call it black, right? Something vicious. And you could tell she was coming down because she just looked like she was coming off of black. You sold it too at the same time. Anyway, you get 1 hour out your room for day room. Otherwise, you locked in your room 23 hours a day with these 8 women when you first get to Chowchilla. Came out from day room, right? A lot of people take food back from the cafeteria. Like when you go to Chow, it's a lot of people in there who will take back whatever they can so they can have something to snack on during the day, because you only get like breakfast and dinner is in the Chow, but your lunch is like 1 bologna cheese sandwich, one peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a Kool-Aid packet, and like a fruit or something like that. So people get hungry between those hours, so people usually find out a way to sneak food back from the Chow hall to come into your room. So we were sitting in the day room. One of the girls in my room, the one who sold black or whatever, must have looked back at some girls from another room inside our unit, right? Gave her the wrong look. Something happened. She threw an orange, hit the girl in the head. The girl got mad. They start fighting. So you have to be aware. You thinking you just chilling in the day room, minding your own business. You really got to pay attention. The moment a fight could break out. And the cops in the cop shop, they're going to do whatever they can to protect themselves, not really protect you. So everybody is on defense and on guard. An orange at the girl and a fight broke out, right? I'm telling you, the whole, and if she got, you know, her buddies or whatever, or her compadres that really rock with her, they're gonna jump in the fight too, and the fight is just gonna get out of control. So that's what happened. The fight just got completely out of control. A CO from outside came inside the unit we were in, start pepper spraying. Now when somebody gets in a fight and the CO comes in with pepper spray, everybody gotta lay on the ground on their stomach with their hands behind their back. So as this is going on, I'm looking at everybody. A lot of the girls in our room were together, so we had like this 18-year-old girl, she crying, not used to this is new for her. I'm looking around, the it's no pauses in there. Like once 2 females gets to fighting, there's nothing that's gonna stop them from fighting until that CO comes in with that pepper spray. So the girl is still fighting. They done pepper sprayed her and everything. She yelling, talking about I can't see, swinging still and everything, while all the other girls is laying down on their stomach inside the unit. And then the CO spraying her, they get her handcuffed, take her to the holding cell. She's sitting there like they don't do nothing to get the pepper spray off of you. You just gotta sit in the holding cell, handcuffed with all your clothes off until I'm assuming that pepper spray wear off. You lay on the ground until the CO says time for you to get back up. So due to the fact that the girl was in our room that started the fight, Once everybody's cleared to go, you go back in your room. The CO comes in there and shakes everybody down, meaning everybody's belongings and possessions finna get ran through. Everybody that doesn't have anything contraband that they not supposed to have is finna get taken. I was getting hauled out to the holding cell and maybe put into another unit. So if you did have anything you wasn't supposed to have in your room, it is now gone. It's trash, like they did a raid on somebody's house. You gotta put all your stuff back. Like, it's really real in there. You gotta be aware and prepared and know your surroundings and what's going on. When everything remains the same, you put all your stuff back and you kind of figure out like, all right, cool. So, but the girls from the other room still got a vendetta against all the women in our room just because that girl got mad and wanted to fight her. It's a very confusing situation. And if the girls in the other room decided to talk to the girls in like another room in our unit and say whatever happened and they feel like it's not right, now you got them girls in that room have a vendetta against the girls in our room, and everybody is just upset and mad at each other. It doesn't matter who start the fight. It doesn't matter what happened. Everybody is just angry and upset because now we locked down all day because we can't have day room for an hour because people want to get out and start fighting. Like, it is many. They make you walk in a straight foul line when you get up in the morning and you get ready to go to breakfast. Everybody got to get up. You line up against the wall and you walk in a straight foul line all the way to the chow hall. This like metal detector as you're walking. And if it beeps and it goes off, then you got to get stopped and put into this room and pat it down and figure out if you have anything you're not supposed to have. Because again, a lot of people that go to prison come from poverty, so their main thing is to steal whatever they can't have in their room or whatever they're not used to having. So a lot of people take stuff back, or you know, they have gadgets or whatever the case may be. So one day I'm walking in the straight file line with my hands behind my back. I'm walking through the metal detector and it beeps. They stop me. I turn around. They say, hey, go back through the metal detector. I go back through the metal detector. It's beeping again. I know for a fact I don't have nothing on me, but for whatever reason, this thing is beeping. In the room, me and the girl behind me, because they didn't know who it was. It could have been either one of us. So we go into this room, they pat us down, they search us, and then they find out we don't got nothing, and then we got to get back in line to go to the chow hall to get served one at a time. You only got like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to eat your food, so you got to eat hecka fast. Hecka fast. You know, hurry up and come out because they're doing it in a rotation. Each unit with all the women goes in at a certain time in a certain rotation and come out in a certain time, certain rotation. Now, there's no talking. When you come out of the chow hall, you're in a straight line. When you go in there, you're in a straight line. Like, it's like on some kindergarten, preschool shit. It's crazy. It is, it is crazy how, like, you got to start all the way back from when you was in preschool, walking in the straight file line. So, majority of the time, you're in your room with these 8 women that you're getting to know. And you could be in a room with some women that's cool, or you can be in a room with some women that's not cool. A lot of the times, the women in the rooms, they're always going to be talking about their past lives and what they were doing before they got to prison, you know, why they were locked up, this, that, and the third. Women in prison gossip a lot. They talk about their cases. They talk about what they locked up for. They talk about, you know, oh, they gonna get out. They got this amount of time, but they might get this time when they get over the wall. Don't believe nobody. Stick to your own self and your own case, because if you get to believing or listening to somebody else, you might get real disappointed when you go to see your counselor for whatever paperwork or meeting you have with them, and they explain to you that no time is being knocked off, and you still like have like 1,000 and some days. Be prepared to understand that everybody's journey is different. Don't fall in with the crowd. Don't believe what every woman is saying, because everybody's case is different. And that was a real hard one, because being the fact that it was my first time in prison, I was ready to go home as soon as I got there. So try to believe everything, especially the old heads, women that have been in prison like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You feel like they got the most information possible. And sometimes what they saying is true, but then a lot of times what they saying is not true. And you got to go off of your own case and what you got going on, or else you'll get misconstrued, and then when it don't turn out the way you thought it was going to turn out, now you mad at the world. Understand and know that you're gonna have to go through the process. Staying in prison is not no 1-2 month thing. You're gonna be in there for at least a year or more, if that be the case. It is a lot of, should I say, things to be aware of. They have some people that be absconding. If you don't know what that means like when it's time to lock in your room, because you get out hour outside and an hour in day room, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how cool the cops are. If they don't want to come back in their room and they still outside with maybe another unit that's outside, it's called absconding. So it's crazy because when they come and do counting, they find out that person is not in the room. They go looking for him, and then when they come back to the room, they got him by the shirt. They come in like some little kindergartners. They open the door and you put them in there and then lock the door, and then you get like another charge. You got to go see your counselor for absconding and not locking in when you were supposed to. But at that point, some people, when they get in prison, they don't even care about breaking the rules because they know they're about to be in there for a while. So some people do whatever they want, and then some people follow the rules. Me, for instance, it was new for me. So I'm like a pretty stand-up chick. If you tell me, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is what I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow that set of rules, because I know that if I don't, it come with consequences. And my mission and whole thought process is just, let's hurry up and get this over with so I can get back home to what I know, because this is new for me. Time you on A yard, it's like a bunch of women in your room or just in the unit in general that'll try to get you to do a lot of shit. Like, they'll try to get you to do whatever is beneficial for them. The best advice I got for that is just stick to yourself. Do what you would do normally if you were alone by yourself, because if not, you'll end up getting caught up in somebody else's drama or somebody else's need for whatever they need, just based off the fact you was trying to get something from somebody else, or you was using somebody else for your own needs, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's a lot of women, when they first get there, they want to hurry up and get out the room. So they, oh, you want to go to church? You want to go to church? Come on, we all can get out. Let's go to church. Let's go. You know, and you could look at it in perspective like they just want to encourage you to do something good. But then you could look at it as when you get out there and church is being had in like in the day room, and they all over here doing something else. So it wasn't really to get you to go to church. It was more so like, let's all go out together, and then whatever happens. Like, no matter how you try to set yourself apart from your room and the ladies that's in there, anything that happens is going to be tied back to your room. Really vibe with people right away. So it was easier for me to just stick to what I know and what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. Drama and what you got is not none of my business. It's a it's a lot of women in there that just completely don't give a damn. You'll have some women like you, it's 8 girls in a room, and it's 4 bunks, and then it's your lockers, right? And then it's one big glass window that goes out into the hallway to the cop shop. So you could be able to look out that window, and then it's another window on the other side of your room that helps you look outside, right? You'll have some women in your unit that'll come back from eating and lift up their shirts and put their titties on the glass. And all of them put their titties on the glass. You feel me? And walk by. The CO will be like, don't do that, stop, on the loudspeaker. They go to their room, everybody laughing and shit. You feel me? And then you got the room that's across from you, they also got their window facing your window. So they'll be talking, hey. It's a lot of sign language going on in there, because, you know, you can't hear what people are saying. So a lot of people learn sign language in there. So the girls across the way, I'll be like to the girls in our room, put your titties on the glass. Everybody, put your titties on the glass. I'm watching all the women in my room, except for like 2 of us, put their titties on the glass. You feel me? And I'm thinking to myself, like, now everybody know what your titties look like. Just because the girls across the hall told you to put your titties on the glass. It's many. It is so many in there, like, you can have a stand-up personality and you can have this guard like you Debo and all that, and you don't take no shit, but somebody gonna humble you real fast. I'm telling you right now, because it's somebody in there that's bigger, badder than you, and they get a kick out of testing the people that think they hard and with all the activities. And trust and believe, it's a lot of people I know in the world that had that exterior just because of the pain and the hurt they went through. But when it really come time to be about that shit, they're not gonna be about it. They was just all talk. And the person that's bigger or badder than them know that, because they really with it for real. They really, you feel me, beat bitches up on a daily. They really cupping people. You know, they really taking charges for just whooping people for no reason, just based off the fact they ain't never going home. Main objective again is to really stick to yourself. Don't get involved with people. And if you have a good feel out for people, then that's cool. But at any point, people in there can change. They could act like they your friend, and then somebody over here got something going on better than you do, and now they switch up on you, and now they over here. Don't call nobody in prison your friend, because nobody in prison is your friend. At any point in time, they will switch on you for the benefit of themselves. Stick to yourself, stick to your program. If they ask you to do classes or they have you on a strict schedule working, whatever the case may be, do that. Do that. Stick to yourself, because that'll be your reason for going home faster. The moment you click up with somebody or think somebody's your friend or get into drugs, do not do drugs while you're in prison. That is the main reason why so many women get beat up. So many women get extorted. So many women take charges. So many women get jumped. All because they have a need for drugs. Prison is just like a hood that you can't get out of, because it's everything going on in there. Like everything. It's so crazy how prison is supposed to be a facility that helps you not go back out into the free world and commit the same crimes you've been committing, but everything in there that's going on is related to everything that you just left. It is drugs popping off in that thing in a major scale, and people in there that have been doing longer sentences than anybody will do anything to get it. And a lot of the women in there have debts, so they'll pick out the girls that go from a yard to the yards, and they'll figure out which one is the most gullible that they can extort to pay their debt, because they know that they do drugs, and they'll do it by offering you some drugs for free. Nothing in prison is for free, especially when it comes to drugs. Now, I got switched around a lot. When I got to McFarland, it'll be some women that'll like give you things for free, but they won't directly hand it to you. They'll put it on your little shelf or whatever the case may be, and you'll wake up and be like, dang, God, you feel me? Thank you, woo, woo. But they won't do hand-to-hand contact, because they don't want nobody to know that you gave that to them for free, because everything in there has a price. But McFarland is a lower level prison, so the women that were in there wasn't as aggressive and as vicious as like Chowchilla. With Chowchilla, you got some real demons in there. You got some real women who like do this shit for fun with their eyes closed. And they don't care about being in prison. They don't care about doing heck of years, because their life on the outside is just as dangerous or worse than it is in prison. So now, whatever demeanor they had on the outs, they coming in with that same demeanor, and they ready to shake some shit up, and they don't care. So don't play with them, and you'll know which ones not to play with, because they go hard in the paint. Like, a lot of them is filled with anger. Some of them got like real bad anger issues, and they'll flip out on you for saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing. Like, I remember one time I got switched around a lot, so I got to another room, and it was like this older lady. She probably was like maybe 45, 50. She's sitting on her bunk and she crying. And one of the girls asked her why she was crying, and she was like, because last time I came here, a group of women jumped me, da da da. And in my mind, it's like, listen, you can't think about what happened in the past, the last time you was in Chowchilla, because now they see you crying and you look vulnerable. And it's women in there who pick on the vulnerable ones just because they don't have nothing else to do. You got to remember, if you're going to stick with one set of identity cues or something that you stand on about yourself, you got to stick to it, because it's energy vultures in there, and they can't wait to pick on your downfalls and your insecurities like they're waiting for it. I mean, listen, it is so much humping and so much sexual shit going on in prison, and drugs, and you would just be amazed at how, when some of the women start having sexual relations with some of the other women, how overprotective they get. Some of the girls will come to the door of the room you waiting on their girlfriend to come out, like banging on the door. You feel me? What's up? What's up, bitch? Da da da. Come out. Da da da. You feel me? And if she ain't ready to come out, as soon as the door pop open, they about to come in there and get you. Don't talk to nobody's girlfriend. Don't even act like you interested in women, because that is not the place to go if you think you gonna have a smooth sailing relationship in there, because they're very controlling and possessive. And a lot of the times the women who look like males are playing that gender role of, if I get a girlfriend, I'm gonna beat your ass every day. I don't want to see you talking to nobody. I don't want to see you dealing with nobody. You're gonna stick with me every single day. You're gonna do every single thing with me every single day. And if I catch you hanging with somebody, not only am I gonna whoop your ass, I'm gonna whoop their ass too. Like, it's so many fights going on in there that it's just crazy. Like, it's a war zone inside of prison. And the best thing to do is just really stick to yourself. We was on the yard, and like, it was an LA set against a different LA set, and they had all gotten to a fight, and the fight was so big that the police had to throw flash bombs. And then when them flash bombs go off, you can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. It's like Halloween night in there, because it's just heck of smoke everywhere. You can't see nothing. You don't know where you're walking. You don't know where you're going. The best thing you can do is like just get on the ground and wait until the smoke clears, so at that point you can figure out where you're going. Or don't even be involved in that. Get away as possible as soon as you see them fighting, because once that flash bomb goes off, all sight gets destroyed. Nobody could see nothing. And then they got everybody laying on the ground until the COs come and handcuff who was fighting and who wasn't, and then everybody go to a holding cell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's many. It's wild. I seen some things in there I ain't never seen before. And I'm telling you right now, the best thing to do is mind your business. Don't puff up your chest like you hard, because there's somebody in there harder. Be cool. Be chill. Be humble. Do what you got to do, and hurry up and go home to your family. It is not a place where you want to be get caught up in cases with people and get more time to stay in there than coming home. Now, it's people who get lengthy sentences and they got to stay in there for a long time, and they get adjusted to that life, and they start doing things that is the prison way of living. But I don't care how long your sentence is. If you want to go home to your family, the best thing to do is do what you're supposed to do. Don't not do what you're not supposed to do, because that's where it get real and it get ugly. It is not a place for nobody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but I say the only thing I think about a women's prison is it's not really set-wise. You know what I'm saying? It's not really, oh, bang this set and da-da-da-da and fighting. It's more so like the drugs and the women and the possessiveness and the controllingness that comes with doing drugs and talking to somebody's girlfriend. That's where it get real. Stick to yourself. Mind your business. Don't flip your script. Don't get involved in nothing you don't want to get involved in. Stay as sober as possible, because the moment you think you about to hit somebody drugs for the F, that is a total lie. Somebody in the background is either extorting you, or they're going to want something in return for you thinking that they did drugs with you for free. It does not go down like that, especially in Chowchilla. Now, if you get shipped around, it's the same rules at other prisons, but it's a little bit different. Men going to prison, mind your business, stick to yourself, do what you're supposed to do so you can go home. Don't get involved, don't get wrapped up in people, because they was facing a whole lot of shit before they even got there, and now they just turned into demon time now that they somewhere they can't get out of. And thoughts race through your mind every day you in there. You're somewhere where you can't get out of. You don't know nobody. Like, it gets real. Control it. Have good positive thoughts. Focus on your intentions and what you plan to do and how you want to get back home to your family. Not stay there, because it's real easy to get a 115 and now you just racking up more dates and charges, and they don't want to see you get out. The CEOs get paid just to come there and sit there and watch you act a damn fool all day, every day, and rack up charges and 115s and stay in prison and not go home. They do not care. So stick to what you know, stick to yourself, do what you do, and hurry up and go home to your family. It's a vicious war zone in there. It is not cool, and I wouldn't advise anybody to go to prison, because that is the day that your real character and who you are get tested. And if you think you with the shit out here, I'm gonna see how real it is when you get in there. If you want to be fighting every day, be my guest. If you want to just chill and go home, ride the wave. Do what you're supposed to do. Go home and live your life. Nothing will ever take back that time that you spent in prison. But if you get wrapped up with these people and these activities, you'll waste more time in prison and less time being free and enjoying moments that you can't get back. That's Deidre, One Shot Gang. And if you don't know, I just told you what it's like going to prison for the first time.